Oh, fucking freezing. Okay, so water down there. I've already started pulling stuff out from under here. Probably gonna have to pull the dash back out. So I'm super pissed off. Engine's running at least. So got that going for it, I guess. But apart from that, not a lot else. So got ashtray pulled out, glove box pulled out, some vents. I'm basically gonna try and pull out the least amount possible. But as working on the other car, struggled getting the heater core out, let alone with stuff in the way. So just gonna see how I go. I'm really not happy about this, but I had suspicions. I did test it. I ran some hoses just to gravity test it. So I had the heater hoses coming up and just trying to fill it and then running through the tap. But obviously it didn't work, wasn't enough heat or pressure or whatever. So didn't make it leak at that point. It was all completely dry. I had paper under here to test it, but that obviously didn't work, and now it's leaking and I've started putting stuff together. So I'm just going to try to pull it out as quickly as possible, not fuck around too much. So just going to start going with that now.
Expectations. Spring is coming, senses lost as we lose aspirations. A test of strength, the final straw, no less a celebration. We welcome in this abdication.
Alright, got the heater core out. Wasn't as bad as I thought, to be honest. It's 4:30. Probably took me an hour or something with a heap of setbacks. So I had a problem. Edit this out myself, Jordan, Mr. Editor. So had a problem with this car. Everything always turns into a job. So just to get this dash shroud out, all the bolts wouldn't fall out. They were stuck in there, like in here above the tacho, whatever, above the dash. There's one still in there. You can see, like, they just wouldn't come out. So it's just super fucking annoying. Stuff like that is all the time with this car. So just like that, you have to drop the wheel to get that out, I realized, which previously I'd already dropped the wheel. So dropped the wheel, got that out, and then who says you need to remove the dash, huh? So dash all still intact pretty much. Didn't even take the controller out. Hopefully I can get it back in. I don't even really care that much at this point. Just want it not leaking, and if I'm pretty sure if the demister works, or the defog, or whatever you call it, that's enough for roadie, so that'd suit me. But pull that out. Hardest thing was probably getting this out. So that has, this is the vent that goes from the box down here to the center vents. So it actually has a screw on top, little Phillips head screw. Oh, it'll be this one, sorry. Has a Phillips head screw there, and then it slides out that way. And that sits up in the dash like that. That was probably the hardest thing to get out. So I undid the bottom one. Once I realized I'd get that off, I might have enough space. Undid the bottom, reached in through a gap here, looking through the hole with a torch above the steering wheel, and undid that top screw. Managed to pull that out. Thought I'd broken my dash into pieces, but just turned out it was this old as shit makeup or something. It says, let's give it a wipe. Unperfumed hydroallergenic. Sorry, unperfumed hypoallergenic. And I've got no idea what it is. Some kind of eyeshadow or something. But that's old as shit, and that was right up in the dash. So pranksters, huh? But yeah, that was like way up in here somewhere. I don't even know. So it was not like it was down here and slid back or anything. But pulled that out, and then the next problem I had was that the core itself, which is these two guys that stick out through the hole there, they'd actually glued themselves to the dead nut under here. So you can see like all the deadeners all glued in, and it's a bit rusty and shit. Like that rust, like that's rubber. That's not rust. So that's just rust off here. of how glued it was. So you can see how shitty this is looking, so I'm gonna have to sort that out. Honestly, I was absolutely dreading this job. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So hopefully not too long and get that sorted. I've got one of those in the other car, except I think that one's even worse. The hoses are completely snapped. So that's pretty much junk probably. But I'll check that out first. Obviously, I can always take both of them to a shop and see if we can sort something out, or else I'll put a shout out, see if anyone, any of the followers can help me out. Oh, there's another thing. What the there's a fucking stone. Kind of feels like heavy in a way, or like solid. Maybe it's real. Maybe I'm rich. Rich, biatch. Sick. No, it feels glassy. I don't know. It's that thing like you hit it. Hit it with a piece of glass or something. Funny. This car is so bizarre. So yeah, got that out. So that's pretty cool. There's a lot of space down here without that junk in here, which is kind of cool. If you're building a race car, look pretty sick without that, but kind of like heater is the one thing you want in a race car especially, so you wouldn't necessarily want to lose it, but you know, whatever. But yeah, cool. I've got no idea where this come from, so that's not very cool. You know, whatever. But yeah, that's cool, that's out. We'll have a look at it, I'll pull it out and then we'll have a look. What a nugget. Oh, squished it. Yeah, oh, down there somewhere I reckon. Take it outside and we'll have a look. What do you reckon, mate?
Looks good.
Better than your Corolla?
Oh yeah. Heaps better. Or it could be, have you had it running?
Yeah.
I think
Not
it died.
It's been up to, like, not even up to temperature.
I think it died.
Did it?
Yeah.
No, it goes blank.
Ah.
Yeah. Take it tomorrow.
Woo.
Hello. Hello, back again. So, I've got massive hold-ups with the Corolla. At the moment, I'm trying to sort out a heater core. See, it's a bit empty in here. I've talked to a few people. Yes, I can. I've talked to heaps of people, actually. Yes, I could loop it easily, very easily. This hose comes down here, that hose comes out there. Like, I could bridge them if I really wanted to just get it running, whatever. But for one, you need heating for a roadie. Two, because you need the misters. Two, I'm going to daily this thing and it'd just be good to have a heater. So, you know, want a heater in it. And while I've still got everything apart and up on the stands and everything, it's just way easier to do now. Three, it's good for cooling the car down, just that little bit extra. I know a lot of drifters and everything, when they're running hot laps will have the heater on. They just need that little bit extra cooling. You know, it might not make a massive difference, but mathematically, I guess, scientifically, anything that's adding a little bit of cooling, sucking heat out of the car is beneficial to an engine and a car. So it's not going to hurt. So this is just sitting there doing nothing, still on stands, still got junk under it. Looks great, not running yet. So the problem is, looks like no one makes a heater core brand new. So trying to sort something out with that. I've got an idea of maybe something else can fit out of a different Toyota. So I might look into that. I've got a couple offers of used ones, but then when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, they're still just 30-year-old cars. They're just going to be 30-year-old whatever pieces of shit. And they might not last. So do I just try? I know some people are saying they'll build a new one. So I might look into that. But we'll see. So I'll update with that once I get to it. Got one little thing here I want to try out. We had the idea, we saw these grommets at Bunnings. Heap of things. There's only $10 for a whole box of them. You know, usually I pay a few bucks just for a few. So grab them. I'm just going to try out, see if one of them will fit in there. fix up that plastic. Like, yeah, it's meant to be like a, well, it might be kind of rubber. But there's meant to be like a little plastic or rubber washer in there, similar shape to these. So try that out, see if it works. That could be cool. All these have been painted. Just clean it up so much, like make it look so much better really quickly, which is cool. So I'm gonna chuck that in and then split. This might be a different video, but I'm gonna jump back on the FC. So Drift Cadet Sunday sessions is next weekend. So thinking I want to drive the FC down there because this isn't going to be ready, obviously. So try fix that, maybe. We'll see. All right, I've just opened up this bad boy for the first time. That's pretty cool. Little scaled images on the top there. I'm thinking this looks pretty cool compared to that. That looks pretty good. How good's that? Is it that one? Or that one? That one. Number 3? I don't know. Yeah, that one. Looks of it. And then what is there? One that's a little bit smaller as well. Oh, and there's that one that has a bigger hole. And it's a bit smaller. Then there's this one as well, which is way too big. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you could get one that's more specifically sized for this, but just as a, to have this set, I just dropped one, my bad. Have this set. Cool. Oh, it's a bit loose actually. But I tell you what, it's got to be tighter than that one, doesn't it? But I'll try these out, then I'll come back. All right, nice one. Here's what I've ended up with. So the one I wanted to use, that one, which, you know, looks cool compared to this. Yeah, oh yeah, it's about right. I dare say that obviously quite worn out. That hole's meant to be a lot smaller. So what I've ended up doing, I've double stacked it. So I've got one of the larger ones, which will be like this one, I dare say. But then this is like really loose on here. Like even that's with the coating. Super loose. So I've done like that one, which fits the car pretty well. And then I've put one of these little chubby ones in here, looks like a donut, which kind of tightly fits the pole and pushed it in the hole, like fits like perfect. It doesn't quite grab on perfectly, but this isn't gonna have a lot of movement, but like, look at this. That's meant. Like you could always put a little grease on there if you want, like if it's compatible with that, but like as far as that not moving around or nothing, like that's sick. Just goes to show, like, if you don't have a lot of money, you're on a budget, whatever, like you can still do little mods to your car, like easy stuff, like paint that, painted the bracket, like just brush it up. You can get a piece of sandpaper if you have to, or if you've got a drill. I just use some little LDY wheels, you know, brush them up, paint them. How much is a can of paint? 5 to 10 bucks if you have to. And then if you want something better, whatever, a bit more. But, you know, I just use some simple black on it. And then even the bracket, which has got a little patchy on it, but like that, almost like free at one point, like just super cheap. And then even this whole thing was 10 bucks. So you could go even cheaper than that and just buy specifically if you know what you want. But I just bought that to have in the garage because, like, how many pieces are in there? 100 pieces. 99. 100 pieces. Why don't they just give you one extra to make it 100? That would sound better, wouldn't it? But just that, like little things, and they make your car nicer. It's nicer to work on, nicer to handle. I like stuff like that. Simple, cheap, cool to me. Makes your car nicer. Nice.
Nice. Look, I got a light on here. Isn't that amazing? I'll show you what it is in a minute, but it's been a couple weeks. It's been a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. But had some hold-ups, as you would have seen before. And now it's time for no more hold-ups, I hope. It's a Corolla, so we'll see. But, oh, here's what we're waiting for. And I got this little bad boy as well. So, I'm a bit sick. It's been a few weeks. That's why my throat's a bit fucked up. I'm a bit sick. So, yeah. It's been a few weeks, but I finally got this. I got Charmander with some hot brew in there. And I think today's the day. Gonna go try chuck this in. Got some foam. I'll explain this in a minute. But let's go out to the garage. Ruby up here like she's gonna drink my coffee. Oi, cheeky dog. You kind of look like a Charmander, don't you? Charmeleon, maybe. FC, still looking sad, sitting there. But just haven't had time for that yet. Alright, let's see if we can get this shotter. Hopefully. Oh, there you are. Hello. Hello, old girl. How you going? Oh, look at you. Haven't seen you for a while. That's empty. What else has been going on? Dunno. I've just got this light on here just to fuck around with. I was bringing it out to use to work, but look, oh well, this is better than nothing, isn't it? Let's try it on off. That's off. What do you reckon? It's glowing. 50%. Thanks, bird. So neither of the cars are going yet. Like, well, the FC's going, but looks like shit. But Corolla's here, and hopefully, I'm hoping today I'm gonna drive it. We'll see. I'm hoping. Saturday today, so we've still got Sunday as well, which is Father's Day. So hopefully, hey dog, did you get me Father's Day present? Oh, that's a sus look. If I have it, nah, she didn't get me nothing, did she? Look at her. She's sus as. Look at this dog. Hey, did you give me Father's Day present, dog? Hey. Oh, nah. She definitely didn't get me nothing. What a jerk. Here I am building her car for her. But yeah, just got the heater core. I'll show you that in a sec when I grab it. I've just opened up the garage. But I've got the heater core, which is sick. I'll tell you all about that in a minute. And then we've got to start getting the carpet in and all that. I've just got the seats sitting in here. Seats have to come out. They're just sitting in there because I needed the space. So going to start putting the interior back together, hopefully. That's what I'm really hoping today, is just going to get it back going. Like, I had it pretty much done. And then we just had that heater core issue. So hopefully we can get that sorted. Very bright out here. Like I said before, I'm a bit sick. So if I sound like shit, then that's why. My dog's so sweet when you're eating. Look at her. Rest of the time, doesn't care. Eating a piece of bread. Look at her. Alright, start off by showing you what I've got. So here is all our money for the week. Brand new radiator core. So in general terms, everyone calls this a radiator core, but then this is the core of the core. So the actual core. So I ended up getting a brand new core put in this. So luckily these are the end tanks I got off, shout out to Cam Dotty. So I got a complete system off Cam, but his one had a puncture in the center of it, so that had to go in the bin. But luckily his end tanks were real nice. I took it down to a lovely bloke down at Fountain Gate Radiators, and he was great to deal with. Old mate down there, I don't know his name, sorry, but down there, so helpful. He helped me with everything. Like, if I had any questions, happy to answer them. Went in there a few times and annoyed him. Asked him questions about what's the best way to go, and took him 3 radiators or heater cores. So was hassling him, but he was really good to deal with, and hopefully he's done a great job. We'll find out. But no, he was really cool. So Fountain Gate Radiators, yeah, he was a cool bloke. So he ordered a brand new, I think they have to be like kind of custom ordered or whatever, but brand new core, and then he's put Cam Dotty's ends on it for me. And then shout out Cam Dotty, who is actually some guy from like the 1st or 2nd episode that was coming to buy the front end. So that's actually Cam Dotty, before I'd met him. So I've got that. a new heater core. So that costs you just under 300 probably with decent end tanks. You could try something else. I found one from like an AE 111 or something, which looked like you could maybe retrofit it if you're real keen, but like by the time you put in a few hours of work, then is it worth it? He was also lovely enough to give me some foam. I'm not sure if this will work yet, but you basically wrap the whole thing in foam as well, so it fits in nice and snug. So I'll give that a go. I'll check out the other ones. I'll show you them as well. But then I've also got this, which I ordered from Thailand or something. If you remember the gearbox cleaning episode, this is a grommet dust boot, which is for the clutch fork. Just allows it to move back and forth freely and keep any dirt out. And I just wanted to get one of them because I thought it would neaten it up, keep it all, you know, keep it all in good condition. And also, like, I don't really want heaps of dirt and water and everything getting into the clutch. That's a massive hole in there. I know some people like Mikey don't run one, but that's like 20 bucks. There's heaps online, they're pretty cheap, apart from they try to sting you with the shipping, so you gotta add it all up and work out what you're actually paying. But got those, but I got the other radiators in here, so I'll show you them. But they're junk, so don't go asking me for them because they're fucked. So this is the one out of the Fluffy Duck. I snapped that off, but I thought, you know, that could maybe be repaired, but then this looked like it had issues in the tanks, and then obviously it's leaking. You can see what to look out for is the oxidization. So you can see all the blue, that's like copper rusting, kind of, I guess you would call it. You know, like what's that big statue in America given by the French? Statue of Liberty. You know I'm talking about, Americans. Yeah, that thing, that is actually, I'm pretty sure it's copper. So yeah, it looks green, but it's actually copper. So if they cleaned it, it would be like bright brown, you know what I mean? So yeah, so you've got that. So that's all oxidization, rust, junk, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that one's not great. And then this is my original one. So that's what I originally had the problem with, snapped hose, but I just moved it down. And then obviously just the tanks are fucked. Just shit everywhere, like just all of it's fucked. So yeah, this car just never ending problems. Like I was seriously thinking the previous owner would have been in for some troubles, but here I am fixing it, being sick. But it's cool. We're gonna get it back together. It's gonna be sick. So heater core in, dust boot I'll worry about when I get down there. I reckon, little dog, happy? Yeah, happy. But cool, I'll chuck you on time lapse. We'll hang out, we'll have some fun. Need someone to help me put the bonnet on, would be cool. But yeah, excited. Just get this stuff back together, you know? Cool, man. First things first, just checking the clearance on here. And it looks like the tolerances are quite tight. So I'm just gonna go in the garage and see if I've got some different tape, because I think this stuff's a bit dense and you can see how much that squishes. I don't think that's gonna squish down enough, so I'll run in the garage and I'll see if I've got any more of this stuff that I used on the FC radiator. So I use that on all the cooling on here. It's like a really soft and quite thick foam that compresses really well. So if I have any of that left, I'll grab some of that. Oh yeah, baby, found some. So let's see here. So there's actual proper like aircon stuff. That's a bit hard to show, but if I squish it, goes all the way down. So you can see it's like a bit more aerated, a bit more foamy than this stuff, a lot denser. So I'll give it some wraps in this bad boy. Like, I'm seriously just stoked if it works, let alone like well. So, you know, just do what we can. Same as everything on this build, we do the best we can at the time. Try to do as good a job as we can. And hopefully we have a nice car at the end. Cool, I'll do it and then I'll show you. I'm not gonna time lapse it, you can wait. Okay, you can wait. Good. Dog's gonna help. You gonna help? We're out here on the bench because I can't be bothered cleaning up any other bench space and I want to sit down, so whatever. Bye. Alright, so you can see what I've done. I decided to go for one full lap around the whole thing because I've got thinner stuff than the factory. So I did one full lap, or 2 full laps you know, Mustang racing stripes of the whole thing with the overlap there, which I think will be, you know, sufficient. Like, it'll be sweet. Like, no matter what, it's just whatever. So I did that, and then just did these end plates. But you can see, like, which one's a good example? To show you how good this foam is, like, you know, it'll squish down to nothing, basically. So, like, it's hard to see on camera, but, like, that makes borderline nothing. So, worst case, I can trim that off if I have to. But I think that'll be sweet. It's actually much easier to handle now, which is nice. Like, you don't have to be so precious with the fins going bing, bing, bong every time you touch it. But she's sweet, man. I'll clean up the airbox and chuck her in. That's another thing, like, you know me, I'm not just gonna chuck it in and smash it in there. I'm gonna clean the airbox, whatever I can. That's a fluffy duck airbox, so don't worry about that one. I'm gonna go get the other airbox and give it a little bit of a clean. Just get some dust out. You gotta remember, like, this is blowing air around that you're breathing, so if you got it out, just give it a clean, because it's all just dust and disgusting that's blowing around in your car. So give that a clean now. Yeah, yum. That's why you clean stuff, yeah? Yuck. Yuck. I had to pause what I was doing because I thought this was interesting. Hosed this out. Now that looks like coolant to me. It's definitely green. But where'd you come from? Interesting. Very interesting, but just to backtrack a little bit, I just ended up hosing these out because I would have taken ages just to clean by hand, and then the sun's out for once, so hopefully it'll dry pretty quick. But I'm going to grab out the air compressor and give them a blow anyway. Yeah, a blow. Okay, settle down. So I'm going to give them, blow it all out with the air compressor, especially this one, but I might give this another hose. But yeah, the hose is good. It knocks off all the loose dust, but you still need to wipe stuff down. Same as when you're washing your car. You ever see someone wash their car and not use the brush or something at a car wash, or like actually sponge it? It basically does nothing, just knocks off all the dust. But yeah, so you can see here, like this one, still a bit of dust in, like grime in there, but like it's way better. So even if you just did that, but like even here you can see, like I've wiped this bit, not wiped that, still a bit grotty. So yeah, getting there. Just thought that was funny that there was like coolant coming out of it by the looks of it. So the water's definitely not green, at least I hope it's not. All right, so I've washed this a couple times now. Just gone in it all and then air hosed it all off. But it's looking much better. And then I've even, I even sanded off some of the corrosion along here, which is where the heater core goes in. So it slides in there. You just put a little retaining screw on it and a little plate. And then how it actually works is air blows through here or whatever, either way. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Air blows this way through the heater. And you've got these little flaps. And then when you want the heat, you do a little grab the lever, and then it directs the air through the heater. So that's actually how it works. So it just diverts air either through or around the heater. So it just gives you a little demonstration. But yeah, giving that a couple cleans, I've blown off some of this stuff. It's going to put a little bit of foam on the edges, like this edge here, where it comes down and clamps kind of. So I was kind of do what I can. I don't plan on pulling these out unless they're easy, but yeah, I don't really want to fiddle with these levers or anything too much, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much done. I'm going to start chucking some foam on a few areas. So I'm going to chuck some foam on some of these. So around that edge, usually has a foam edge. And then same as this, you can see where the residue is. So they actually stick to these edges, which you'd think would be this edge when you're compressing it. You know, that way you'd think it would be this other edge, but it's actually the foam goes on these edges. As you can see, by they've got most of the residue. But I've scraped a bit of that off and whatever and blown it off. You can see on there, they go on that edge. This is going all right. So I've just done around that one. Yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense, but I assume they'll hopefully squish in or they'll push back. Either way, it's making a seal, but it doesn't really matter too much. It's just to help the system be a bit more efficient, so whatever. And then I've done this side, and then my stuff's a bit thick. So I've just used the actual plate on this side as a guide, and I've just, you know, sorted it off. like that, and then use the scraps for the bottom bit to save a bit of material. So that bit and the top bit down here. But yeah, it's working all right. Like, this is overkill really. Like, you probably don't need to do this, but I'd rather just do it while I'm at it, you know? So cool. Just slowly working through these while the other one's dry. So I'm always talking about how good it is to have a donor car. Which one do you reckon's Fluffy Duck? And which one do you reckon is the good car? So this one's from my car. This one's from the Fluffy Duck. So just a little bracket like that. Like, look how, oh, it's just disgusting. And then this one's like, it's got a little corrosion, but like compared to that one, it's marvelous. So I'm gonna give that a little lick of paint. Screws way better as well. So gonna give that a little paint up. Thought I'd quickly show this off while I'm doing it. So I've got my roll. So I'm just chucking it on the piece, like close by. And I'm not too worried about getting this like 100% spot on. You can see down here, I've done that. There's some little gaps, but they're not gonna matter too much. So yeah, I'm gonna try do this. There's a strip in here, like on the bottom side of these, the whole thing is covered. So I'm just putting it on there and then I cut it and then I just get my hands in the gaps wherever it is, like in here. So yeah, you can see in there, that whole thing's meant to have foam on it. So I'm just gonna do the ends because all you're doing is blocking off around it anyway. So yeah, just thought I'd show you that. So I just put it on there and I cut it roughly to length, then I place it inside. That's it. All right, I think I'm pretty much done. But I went a little bit overboard maybe, but I ended up doing all 4 corners of the sealed edges and then there's the one of the bottom edge. So from factory, you only seal one edge. But yeah, that whole plate would be sealed and then that goes up and closes the door. So you actually don't need, even from factory, that didn't need to be sealed. Just need to seal the edges. So did the edges on that and then the bottom side on that because that then closes down. As you can see down there, it closes down. So effectively, I think that's when you want the heater on. Those doors close, so the air comes in, say that's closed, once it's actually got pressure on it. The air comes in and zigzags through the core and then goes down. So you're getting all the heat off the core as air flows through it. And then when you don't want heat anymore, you flick the switch and that closes off the heater, seals down there kind of, and the air will just go straight across. So you're just getting, you know, normal temperature air. This doesn't have air cons. I just realised I don't know which way this goes. That's smart. Some quick maths and detectiving. I've worked it out. So I just checked that's going towards the, oh, I want to call it the pump, not the pump, fucking fan, whatever. That's going towards the fan, whatever it is. And you can see on this one, there's a little hole. But obviously because this one's been cleaned and welded and stuff, well, not a hole. It's got some marks of where the bracket was. Hang on, I don't know if that makes sense now, actually. I want to double check, but yeah. I think that's it. So this one goes down. Oh no, actually, they both go down. So that one's upside down. They both go down, but on different angles. So one goes up towards the, so if this is the firewall, one goes up towards the heater tap, and the other one goes straight down. So I reckon it's one way or the other. Who knows? I'll work it out. More detective in. So look at the firewall. Can see one of the holes, this hole, the passenger side, is on an angle. So obviously that hose comes down at an angle and that one goes vertically up. And then you can see here, that's kind of vertical by the time it is in the right place. So vertical one on that side, angled one on this side. That also confirms on this one, this is my original one, bracket there, so all rusted from the bracket I showed you before, and the angled one. So that also is the hose that I snapped off and we did the pimple popper, which is the hose that runs down here. So that all makes sense. So, detective work. Good job. Very nice. All right, so we've got the angled one that way. We've got our heater box facing that way, so that's cool. Let's see how we go. I don't know if much of this foam's gonna survive, but let's see how we go. It's a bit thick, isn't it? All right, might have done too good of a job. Might have to squish it down a bit. All right, battery died. It didn't fit, and I made a coffee. So, try again. Hey, talking to you, Ruby. You're so sus, mate. Very nice. All right, try it again. What's a bit like I put it in the wrong way or something? Stupid. Alright, I gotta try squish the foam down to start with. Yeah, I'll try that for now and then make sure I get in the right way would be good. This way should be correcto. Let's try this again, huh? Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. Last thing you want to do is go breaking a brand new heater core, huh? Oh, it's kind of satisfying though. And then we've got this final bit, which, you know, the foam can go in how it wants. Doesn't probably matter too much. As long as she's in there. As long as she's in there, baby. Oh, that's going to be a problem down there as well. I just need a good kind of heave-ho, I guess. Cool. Yeah, I think it just needs a little bit more. I assume that's kind of meant to be flush, so that when that comes down, yeah, it's not hitting that. So I might just need a tiny little bit more. Cool. Lovely, look at that. It's a bit better than it used to, huh? Oh, cute, look at that, so fresh.
Alright, so I just wanted to pause here.
So I can actually show you, if you do have to do this job, how I've done it, and might help you out, some little tips and tricks. Sorry. So this is as much as I removed. I removed here, all this, the vents. I think one of those vents actually pulled out with it, this front vent. But with this how it is, you can slide along the top of this ridge, the actual box. So I've taken it out to chuck some more foam on because I realized I missed right up the top, up there. There's a little square. So I missed that one when I was foaming it before because I did such a good job cleaning it. But yeah, I took it back out, and what I realized, you can slide the box under that. So you put that bracket there on top of that ridge, and you can basically slide it out without too much getting in the way. But yeah, I just wanted to show off what I've got here. So there are two 10mm bolts on the bottom of the box, as you can see there and there. That's near the pedals kind of. And then there is a 10mm nut up there. So if you're looking straight here at the middle of the car and you go in, that's the one that'll trip you up. So when I actually undid the box, I used like a mad extension, and then I had a wiggly joint, whatever you call them, on the end, and I went up from this angle. You can access it. So from the glove box, you can see it just up there. You can see the light shimmering off it. There it is. So you can actually reach in there and get it out, which I think that's the one that people struggle with, is getting access to that. And then it is kind of hard to pull out with all the shit in the way. Oh yeah, that'll be where the vents are, sorry. But yeah, with all the vents in the way, it's a bit harder to pull out, but I managed to do it. I might have pulled this one out with it, but I'll see how I go getting that back in, and you'll be able to see that in the time lapse. But yeah, I managed to get it in and out. And then once I've kind of worked out what I'm doing, pretty easy to pull in and out. So you can do it like this. I think another issue is if you have aircon, that's a lot more difficult from what I've heard, but I've never seen one, so I don't know. I assume there's more stuff in there. But as far as just doing a basic heater car, not too bad. It was actually a lot easier job than I thought. I'm not done yet, obviously, but this has been easier than expected. But yeah, that's the bolt. I just wanted to show you that. So anyone looking to do this job will know that's up there. And then everything else just kind of screws into it with black screws and stuff. So hopefully we'll get this in today. We can get some coolant and stuff in it and see if it'll run again. Gotta accept your defeats, yeah? So, like an idiot, I should have put this one in first. I already had the top screws in, by the way. There's a little black screw goes into the vent, which goes like there, next to the gold one I was talking about before, but I forgot to put this in first, which is the vent goes
off the square hole there, the front, and brings it up to here. And there's just no room behind this, and I don't want to touch this too much. Some guys probably like, oh, you just pull that out with this, and I don't know, so whatever. I'm just gonna pull the box back out. It's pretty easy once you know what you're doing, just a few screws, but like I just didn't want to do it. Whatever, my fault. And then, yeah, chuck that vent in first, in here. And then I think that one connects to this square one, which I think brings it out the front, like so, like that or something, yeah. Ruby car, come on. Heard the keys. She doesn't believe that we're going in her car. Your car. Ruby car. Yeah. Not the ute. Ruby car. Come. All right, so I've just chucked all this stuff back in, as you saw me doing. I think I've got it pretty much done. I've still got to put interior and stuff in, but obviously I want to check that it's all good first, so no point wasting time. Got some coolant going in. I've got some red going in this time. I know Mitch and maybe some other people were concerned that I wasn't putting coolant in it, but I was just doing that to flush it out for the first round, so because there's so much shit in it, as you saw previously. But now I'm gonna chuck some red in. I might have to flush out again because it looks like there might still be some gunk in there, so I'll just run it like that for a little bit and then we'll see, and then I'll clear it out again if I have to. But let's see if we can start this thing. So everything should be kind of set up from before. I need to bleed the system obviously, so that's what I'm trying to do. So I just want to give it a start, let it run for a little bit, get it bled, see if there's any leaks before I get too excited. So that's the first thing. Dog's gonna go crazy. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, we got, oh, new wipers go boom. Oh, first try. Whoa. How was that? Banger. It's okay. Calm down. Yep, your car started. Yep. Very anxious. All right. See how we go.
Rest assured we do applaud timing of expectations. Spring is come and sense is lost as we lose aspirations. A test of strength, the final straw.
Wow,
no
wow,
less
wow.
a celebration. We welcome in this application.
I'm so sick. Oh, fuck yeah, look at this. Oh. Tell you what, I haven't even sat in it yet.
Ruby, hop in your car. Up. Up. Come on.
Good girl.
Big jump. Oh yeah, baby. Oh fuck, she's a bit small.
Bloody hell, these seats are terrible, huh? They touching the wheel and shit.
But yeah, oh, clutch pedal. Oh yes. That's nice and quiet, yeah? Oh, got a rear view mirror, look at that. Hello. Oh yeah. So if you're well, this is exciting. If you're on the Instagram, I said if I got the car drivable today, you'd get some KE70 pictures. So I'll get this down. I've got to walk the dog, but let me turn this off first. So if you're on the Instagram, I said if I got this running today and driving, that I'd give you some KE70 pics. So I guess I'm gonna have to do that now tonight. So got some what I think are good photos. So got some really sick photos of Alex's red, what do you call it? I don't even know what it's called. Fancy Pants KE70 with the 4age in it, everything, sick car. So I got some sick photos of his car.
I'm gonna post them up tonight as well. So by the time you see this, they'll be up for ages. But yeah, hello, yes, we're in your car. You're very excited. Are you very excited? Oh, is it cutie? But yeah, I'll post them up tonight. But yeah, it's looking good. I haven't seen any leaks yet. Got some coolant going into it. Hey, settle down. But I've just been trying to bolt all this stuff in, work out where everything goes. Made a big mistake of putting the wrong bolts in the dash cluster, so I need to take the whole dash apart. But that's my problem. All this is looking cool. Manual in here finally. But yeah, it's looking cool. I got most of it buttoned up. I still got a heap of screws left over, so I got no clue where they go. But yeah, slowly working through it, trying to get rid of as much stuff as possible. But I think I'm pretty much ready to get it down, and we'll see how she goes.
Showing true faces, the test of strength, the final straw, no less